Presented from the Aishin Broadcast Studio at Babcock's Media.
Hello and welcome again to another episode of Counterculture presented by Counterman magazine. Founded back in 1985, this is the 40th anniversary year for Federated Auto Parts. CEO Sue Godschalk has been with the company since almost day one, and she has been kind enough to join us today on Counterculture. How are you doing, Sue?
I'm doing well, Jeff. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for being here. Sue, you assumed the role of CEO on New Year's Day. What are the biggest early priorities you've identified during your first year in this role?
Well, I've put a lot of emphasis on collaboration. In today's automotive aftermarket, I feel that collaboration is essential for success. Working together and pooling resources to reduce costs has been at the top of my priority list. And Jeff, as you know, Federated is part of a larger organization, the Automotive Parts Services Group. So together with the Pronto Network and the Automotive Aftermarket Alliance, we've been working hard to identify the areas that we can work together in to create efficiencies, such as purchasing, marketing, technology, and training. And we collaborate on the things that help us to stay competitive, improve the market share for our members, reduce costs, and help us to adapt to the rapid changes in the industry. So by the same token, communication and collaboration with our channel partners is also very essential. By having an open communication, we can work together to build mutually beneficial relationships that go beyond the normal buying and selling of parts. Sharing market knowledge and industry insights can lead to cost savings and a win for both our vendors and our members.
Now, Sue, since you took over as the CEO back on New Year's Day, what have you heard from Federated members and counter professionals? What has their input been?
Well, it's really kind of interesting. I mean, there are several things, and mostly I hear about the challenges, and I'll start with our members. So obviously, tariffs and supply chain issues that have come about as a result of those tariffs are very problematic for our members. Accurate demand planning is already such an essential part of their business. And then when you add to that the supply chain issues, price fluctuations, it's definitely hard to keep inventory management under control, and it makes it much more complex. But also more important than ever to make sure that you have the right inventory. So our members are having to multi-source from different companies for different product lines. And their goal is to just maintain a complete inventory, but also on the other hand, stay competitive. So it becomes quite a balancing act, not only to have the products that our customers need, but also to be able to offer those products at competitive prices.
Another challenge, the labor shortage and finding those good skilled technicians or counter staff, that recruitment continues to be a concern. What is Federated doing to help its members attract, train, and retain staff behind the counter?
Well, to be honest with you, the number one complaint from store managers is how difficult it is to find and maintain a knowledgeable sales staff. Companies spend a lot of time and a lot of money in recruiting and training counter professionals, but finding affordable, competent counter people can be a real challenge. So today's automotive technicians expect counter people to be much more than just an order taker. Counter professionals need to have a deep product knowledge. They need to have excellent communication skills. They need to have a commitment to speed and accuracy. Technicians, on the other hand, expect counter professionals to give them the right part at the right price, and they want to get that part as quickly as possible. So Federated members are really good at identifying the important areas when it comes to hiring counter professionals. They know they have to offer a competitive compensation package plus benefits which is usually a big help, health insurance, a retirement plan, for example. They know that they need to offer career growth. No one wants to be in a job where they're going to be in the same job forever. So they outline the positions with the organizations that it's possible for the counter people to move into. And then also they need to offer a positive working environment, sort of a team environment to make the person feel like, he's part of a team. And then they need to offer ongoing and extensive training because the counter people need to keep up with today's technology and what's going on in the industry. So that's, when you have all of those things, I think it's a good plan. And I think, I think it helps attract people into those positions. And the other thing that Federated is fortunate to have is we have a great training tool, which is called the Group Training Academy. And all of our members and their counter professionals have free access to this training. The Group Training Academy is also supported by our vendors. So counter professionals can actually gain additional information on the parts that they're actually selling. So also Federated designs and runs promotions, which enhance the training and build relationships between salespeople and counter people. For example, a promotional prize might be a salesperson or a counter person accompanying the winner to a training technology class, say in Texas, maybe an air conditioning clinic in Texas or something like that. So we also build promotions around that. And the same time you're winning something, but you're also gaining knowledge on the other hand.
A lot of that knowledge that a counter pro needs to adapt to is the trends like electric vehicles, and for Texas, software-based diagnostics and increased complexity in repair. Are there any disruptions you see as both risks and opportunities for parts stores?
Sure. Fortunately for the automotive aftermarket, the length of time that consumers are keeping their vehicles is at an all-time high. So we still have that good window of opportunity for basic repair services. But the risk is having the ability to adapt to meet today's changing technology. Today's counter professionals have so much to learn, and they must have that expanded skill set. They must become technical experts. They need to understand how software updates work. And they need to know all of the things where they can help the customers and technicians get through the repair process. So that's why, again, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention this, that the right to repair legislation is such an important part for the automotive aftermarket. So having access to this repair data from both the OEMs is crucial for both the technician and the counter professional. So we need to keep fighting for that. And on the other hand, we have opportunities, I think, in many different areas. I think selling and advising on EV specific products, such as home charging stations, battery management, software upgrades, specialized tools for EV maintenance. And while EVs have fewer moving parts, they still have components that need regular maintenance. Counter professionals can become experts on the specific demand of EV parts like chassis and braking system components, thermal products such as coolant pumps, heat exchangers, and also the sensors that run all of that. So, there's a lot to be gained, even though, we're not going to be in the traditional repair market.
Talking about your 4 decades in leadership now, Sue, is there a key piece of advice you would want to give to counter pros or store managers, operators to take to heart today? We talked about all this change, and they might feel overwhelmed by it. What advice would you give them?
Well, I can certainly say that over the many years that I've been in the automotive industry, I've certainly seen many changes. But one thing that's remained consistent is the resiliency of the automotive aftermarket. The automobile has become so advanced over the years, but the consumer's need for reliable transportation has not changed. So my advice to those who feel overwhelmed by the pace of this change would be to remember that with every change, there comes a new opportunity. And if you're willing to adapt and evolve with that change, then you're going to be successful.
This is Federated's 40th year, as I mentioned earlier, and there's been a lot of growth for the company over that time. Looking into your crystal ball, Sue, what is your vision for what Federated should look like at age 50?
Federated's focus, as it has always been from day one, will continue to be on the success of our members. Federated stands ready to do whatever it takes to help our members evolve into the new technology and market dynamics. Federated is so fortunate to have a great staff. We have so many people who have areas of expertise, and the Federated staff are some of the most knowledgeable, working, and devoted people that I know in the industry. And I'm certain that Federated at 50 years old will continue to be one of the most dynamic program distribution groups in the industry.
Sue Godschalk, the CEO of Federated Auto Parts, nearly one full year in that role. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it.
And that is all for this edition of Counterculture. You can see all the episodes of Counterculture on the Counterman YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time.